Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you. Jason Haugen.
Hey, thank you.
Is it Haugen?
It's Haugen.
Your dad's Randy Haugen, a country singer, right? That's Randy Hauser.
Yeah, that's Randy Hauser.
So, folks, if you guys don't know Jason, he is like a little entrepreneur, I'd say, but mainly in the RV business.
For sure.
Dude owns RV dealerships. Fun Time.
Yep.
Is that the name of it?
So I got 3 different brands. I got Legacy RV, and I got 3 of those. I got Castle Country RV. I got 2 of those.
Castle Country?
Yep, Castle Country. Then I got Fun Time RV. I got 3 of those. So we got 8
my
total.
team just said Haugen RV Group. That must be the corporate name.
Yeah, that's the corporate name, is the Haugen RV Group. It's kind of branded, all of that in an umbrella, but I kept the individual brands.
Where are most of those?
So I got 3 in Utah, 3 in Oregon, 2 in Missouri.
So if you're in Utah, get them from where?
Castle Country RV or Legacy RV.
And if you're in Missouri, get them from where?
Legacy RV.
And if you're in Oregon, get them from mine.
Nope, Fun Time RV.
I'm just messing with you. A lot of people buying RVs.
Oh yeah.
I thought COVID would destroy the business. Why didn't it?
People like to get outside. They want to go on vacation. People get cabin fever. I mean, for some reason, people during COVID felt like an itch to spend money. And so they had an itch to go buy RVs and get out and go have fun with their family because there was really nothing else to do. Most people were in quote unquote quarantine home. So if you're going to stay home, well, might as well go do something, go buy an RV and go camping.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 28.
See, this dude's only 28, but the company's already doing over 100 mil in rev. Yeah.
Yep. We did 100 million just last year.
Top 40 under 40 in the RV industry. Yep. Building a brand and a team. What's your social media?
I'm just Jason Haugen. So Jason Haugen on Instagram.
Haugen, folks. Go give him some follows. How many followers you already got?
I only got like 1,400. I'm crushing it.
Well, dude, never ever buy any.
No, I have not bought any. I wanted to go organically.
You're already doing it right. You got that dude following you around, or was that just for this trip?
Nope, Murph's been helping me out.
Murph needs to be full time.
I know.
I'm serious. Like, dude, you want me to show you how you build a brand? Because I built one.
Right.
Like 4 years ago, maybe I wasn't even on social media.
Right. No,
I got like a million
to.
Plus followers on TikTok.
I know.
Like 6 something on Instagram, and they're real though. That's the key. Don't buy no fake bullshit.
Right. No, I definitely don't want to do that. That's why I haven't done that.
But you do is all I did, and which means all you'd have to do is I hired a dude to follow me around and watch me be me. And you got her too, because you guys are a character couple.
Yeah.
So if you have a camera on you all day, people are like, well, what do we say? What do we do? That's the fucking part most people miss. Okay. You don't have to say or do anything. You just be you.
Right.
You're talking to people. When you leave here, she's going to say something about being here. That needs to be on camera. And then a team, whether it's you guys leading it or just by themselves, will decide out of all that footage, what should we chop up and put out as micro content? What could be long form from the YouTube channel?
Right.
And you just build a big ass brand.
Right. No, I definitely
Personal
agree with
brand.
you. Yeah. And I grew up with a very wealthy father who liked to be in the shadows. And so that's kind of why I always been hidden from everybody. I built a $100 million company from my basement with no social media ever. And so
now some people would say, well, that's because you got a rich ass dad.
Right. Nothing's from him. I just want to, put that out there as, well, I guess I owe my dad the knowledge that he gave me. But none of this is.
Did you grow up in a lap of luxury?
No.
How? Didn't he live the lap of luxury?
Yeah, but there was a very distinct, his money is his money, our money is our, my money is my money.
Yeah, but as a kid, did you get to live in a badass crib?
Yeah. Yeah, we lived in
When you turned
nice
16, did he buy you a car?
Absolutely not.
Didn't buy you a car?
I absolutely. They
Mr.
literally,
Haugen, what's the deal?
They literally, they would be the type of people, and I'm not even kidding, that they would fly private. We would fly coach.
Shut up.
No, they would.
You wouldn't even be allowed on the plane with them?
Their money's their money. We did not have anything to do with their money.
But if I'm flying to Cabo, I don't even know you guys. I'd say ride with me if you're heading there.
Yeah, but you got to know my dad is he wouldn't even go to Cabo. We had to pay for him to go to Cancun last year because he didn't want to pay for it to go. He is the cheapest person I've ever met in my life. So the
only time he lets go of a quarter is to get a better grip.
Yep, and to get 2 quarters or 3.
Well, good dude. He probably taught you some things then.
Yeah, and so he's been great to grow up with. He's been really hard on us.
Will he listen to this podcast?
No, he won't.
You sure?
I'll let him listen to it. But he's just retired now and wants to just hang out at his house. He doesn't
Everyone's
really
going to be tagging him.
Probably.
Just so he'll come listen to what his son said about him.
Probably. I mean, I owe my dad and my mom. My mom was also there. She's an entrepreneur as well.
Same mom and dad the whole life?
Yep.
See, you had like the dream family.
They've been married almost 50, like 47 years, 48 years.
But they didn't give you a damn dime, huh?
Nothing. I mean, when we turned 16, I say we because I have a twin brother, and we always got the worst of it. But they're like, look, if you have the ability to work and you don't work, that's up to you. It wasn't like one of those where, hey, like we played sports, we won state championship in basketball and golf, and I played everything. If we played sports, that didn't matter. Like learn how to juggle both of them. Learn how to juggle a job and learn how to juggle.
Yeah, so basically he taught you how to survive.
Yeah, I mean, we were just surviving.
It's called tough love.
Yeah, and I appreciate that because...
My dad did the same thing, except he just didn't have any money.
Right. But I do appreciate the way we grew up. I mean, we grew up unique, and we could talk, until I'm blue in the face about my childhood of, my mom and dad were never there. They were on the road probably 300 days a year for 20 plus years. And we grew up with, grandparents and sister and different things, but they definitely made us learn the value of money. I really understand the value of money and how hard it is to make it. And so I really believe that that's helped me in my entrepreneurial journey, because my dad was a speaker. And so like every dinner that we got to eat with him, he'd be laying in knowledge and little tidbits here and there and mindset and all kinds of things like that. And so I kind of have just regurgitated that into what I'm doing now and kind of did my own spin on it. I have my own beliefs on it. I am different than my dad. I believe a lot of different things in my dad, but we're still, I learned a lot of it from him, but he didn't give us like anything, like he didn't say, oh, here's, $100,000 or even $10,000 or
to start.
Hell, I got divorced, and he's like, he's like, I don't really want you to live in my house, but I guess you can. I'm like, bro, like I'm in the middle of this, like divorce. I just sold my house.
Yeah, but dude, a lot of people will hear you have a rich dad and automatically assume, well, that's why you got the business. So I'm just trying to establish that even though he may have been loaded, he didn't give you anything.
Absolutely not.
Financially.
I would be way
you built
further
a $100 million revenue business without him.
Right.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah. So, yeah, he honestly, he did that back in his early days, but he's had other businesses that have never scaled this size. $100 million to some people might not be a lot, but to me being only 28, and I did it.
That's another thing, like only 28.
Yeah.
That's freaking good.
Yeah.
When I was 28, I was working at a car dealership.
Really?
Yeah. Not owning them.
Yeah.
Working at one.
Well, now you're your competitor, so now you're owning them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I am. I have interest in one.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd have to operate. And if I operated, dude, then it'd be competitive. Then I'd have to talk shit.
Right.
But I don't run it, so it's like I just own interest in one.
Right.
And quite frankly, dude, I don't even believe in competition. I'll bet you there's ways you guys could figure out how to collaborate.
See, and that's what when we were talking earlier before in the green room is I'm on Team RV. So I know there's enough there's enough industry and there's enough volume going around that we can all eat. And I always, like my saying is always like, everybody's got to eat, and I want everybody at the table. I'm the type of guy.
Do you guys give away s'more kits when you sell an RV?
We do give away a few different things here and there.
No,
I don't think we do.
Give away a s'more
we do
kit.
not give away s'more kits.
See, dude, then we got you beat.
Yep, you do.
Because one thing I told him, because I was joking him, I said, listen, I don't care how you run it, just make sure it's profitable. Because I ran a car dealership.
Right.
So I was telling them how to move the inventory towards I-5 instead of the old back way and shit like that. And they knew what they were doing too. And I said, the only demand I have is that you guys, every RV, they automatically got to get graham crackers, marshmallows, the little s'more kit.
See, we do that in our Airbnbs. We have a few Airbnbs that we do s'more kits, but I've never thought about that with RVs actually.
Dude, what do you buy an RV for? Where the fuck you going?
Yeah, you're going camping for sure.
You're going camping.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'd probably have, like in my service department, I'd have the best sleeping bags lined up.
Yeah, we do have huge parts departments and service departments.
If I sold an RV, I'd be like, where are you guys taking this thing first? Come on, let's go into the store.
Yep, you got to do your parts walkthrough.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, first of all, let's just give you this. Boom. And then there's a little fun time s'more kit.
Right.
They just get that for free.
Yeah, that's true. We could do that.
And then I'd say, you want to get that thing outfitted now or tomorrow? In other words, like, dude, who's going to sell them all the shit that goes in those things?
Yeah, we have a system.
Tents,
we walk through
fishing
people,
poles, all that.
Accessories, solar, a million different things you can put on slide toppers, whatever. You can load them up with. We've loaded some trailers up with.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt, but if I don't, I'll forget what the fuck I want to say.
Right.
So, do you guys put those things on the roofs of trucks and shit that pop open? Mm-hmm. Dude, I want one of those.
Like so like where they like the racks and they go up and there's like a tent that pops up.
Yeah, to where when you're walking by, it's a truck with a damn tent popped up on top, and then when you're done, it folds into this little thing that's just up there.
Yeah, we do those.
Yeah, I want.
Or I can do them.
I want one of those on my Raptor.
Yeah, Okay, I can hook you up.
Dude, that would be badass.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just trying to go out for a couple of nights and just trying to go up in the mountains.
Well, that's camping.
Sure. Yeah.
RV camping ain't camping. That's glamping.
That's glamping for sure.
And that's what I prefer if I'm going to actually stay out there a minute.
Yeah, if it's a long time, I'm staying out there. I would prefer to be in a trailer or a bigger motorhome or something.
Now, you're only 28, so again, at some point you had to get into this business.
Right.
So how'd you get into the business at all?
So I bought the first dealership in 2018, January of 2018.
Just knew to buy one.
So we bought a trailer. My dad had bought a trailer from a guy at another dealership, and they had left and started this current Legacy RV in Salt Lake. And they knew my dad had money, and they reached out to my dad and was like, "Hey, do you want to buy an RV dealership?" And he was like, "No, but I know my son Jason is going through, a weird time, and he's I'm going through different businesses." And I was in construction, and I like construction, but I wanted something a little bit different. And so it was great timing for me. And so I was like, sure, I'll go ahead and do it. And so January 2018, we started, and it was a really rough year. If I would have known how hard it was, I would have probably never been in the RV industry. It's complicated.
Did you have to hold a meeting with all the employees and say, "I'm the new daddy"?
Yeah. And that's
How'd
weird,
that
right?
go down?
I was 24. That's weird. That's a weird meeting. And I've really learned to.
That's a weird meeting.
That's a weird meeting,
especially if everyone's old.
Oh, everybody was older. We kept the two owners that were previously the owners. We kept them as employees, or I guess three. And there were three owners. We kept them as three employees, and now it was just weird. But I went in there of just like, hey, I'm on the same team. Teach me, because I really didn't know much about the RV industry. And there's a guy on my team. His name's Matt. He was one of the previous owners. He was a very, very minority. He was the son of actually the owner. He is my guy. I mean, my right-hand man, even to this day. He is everything to this company. He's amazing. And he's been in the RV industry since he was like 14 years old. And I think he's a little in his mid 30s. So he knows so much about the RV industry. He's master certified mechanic. And so me and him kind of became really good friends. And the way when I go in to do something, I'm a little bit different. When I go in to buy a dealership or go in and buying anything, I'm very slow and kind of methodical in what I do, because I'm trying to build trust, right? I don't have the track record of these bigger guys that come in and just say, "Okay, I'm firing everybody in here. I'm replacing them all."
Like Lamonis.
Yeah. Lamonis. I actually have a lot of his employees. Hopefully he doesn't hear that, but I've been recruiting a lot of his employees because they just love my culture. And he does that. He goes and buys a dealership. He does exit interviews with everybody and bounces them out of there, brings a team in there and rolls. But he's buying more dealerships in main cities. A lot of my dealerships are in rural towns.
Yeah.
So we've kind of perfected that model, and we know how to make a lot of money in that model. And it's hard when you're in a rural city where everybody knows everybody to just do high turnover. So we have a whole training system, and I get him to buy in. And I definitely think of like when I go buy a company or go and I'm the boss or whatever, I think of it as like a round table. We just have a round table discussion. It's not Jason, the head of the table. At the end of the day, my last name's on the building, and I'm going to have to write the check, or I'm going to have to make the decision. But I want to mastermind with everybody of what they think and what they want to do. Because so when we go do interviews, and it's not exit interviews, it's investigation. So when we go buy a company, we're investigating to see what's going on, things that are broken. Most of the time, it's the owner we buy it from that is the problem.
Dude, let me ask you a question. While you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, like, what if because I don't own all my dealerships, I only own half of them.
Right.
So what if I gave you a little piece for your niece, a little slice because you're nice?
Yeah.
A little piece of equity. And then your job would be to go make sure they're not fucking us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not criminally like scamming us.
Right.
But like they may not know what you know.
Right.
So you could swing by one of the dealerships that you now just got basically handed to you and go, yeah, I'd change those things. And then you move on, because it doesn't matter. Like, they'll run it, but if they don't know to do it, you could walk by and just tell them to do it, and all of a sudden,
right. See, one
but
thing,
I don't know. They are kicking ass, dude. What type of things would a dealership do to like go do an audit?
When I walk in, I just first up, I'd interview all the people, see what's going on, see the culture, get the pulse on the company.
Act like we're doing it right now.
Yeah, so I would just go and say, hey, how are things going? What's going on?
I'm gonna be the guy that works there.
Okay, give me some wins, give me some losses. What do you think that can be different? What do you think is going well?
You don't think that opens up a can of worms?
I want the worms to be opened, because if everything's hidden, that's when the problems arise.
Got a bomb.
Let's go. But
have you ever heard dropping bombs? Well, the bomb is what it signifies. Better pay attention to that one.
But and that's a problem because if I don't know what I don't know, I don't know it. And I hate people or hate's a strong word, but I dislike people. I hate people that just say, oh yeah, everything's great. And then the month ends, I get the financials and I'm like, no, the fuck not. Nothing is fine. And those people actually get weeded out of my team because I don't accept that. So I want the worms to be open. I want all the issues to be upfront because I don't know what I don't know and I can't fix it if I don't know it.
That's right.
And the problem that you have, especially with me, I have 8 locations across from Oregon to Missouri, across, most 3/4 of the United States. If they're not honest with me, how am I supposed to know what's going on? So the financials tell a story and the paperwork tells a story, but when you go in there and you put your hand on the culture and what's going on in the processes, that's when you find out the issues.
Dude, maybe you just write me down a list of things that if you were me, what you would want to know from the financials or the daily operations or the weekly. Like, in other words, just give me a list that says, Brad, if I were you, I'd want to know those things every month.
Because me and yours are very similar. I mean, I have 8 dealerships. You got, what did you say? We got 5 now or whatever.
Almost 5.
You almost got 5. Yeah, almost. You got 4. I can run the entire operation and I know everything that's going on in the operation. I could do it from Cabo. And that's why when you ask me, I haven't been in the office in a long time. I haven't, because all my systems are automated.
Yeah, but you built that.
Yeah,
I can't just install that.
But you know what? You can.
All I can do is hold my 2 partners accountable. Because again, they're high school buddies. So I can call them and say whatever I want, but they can also basically say, dude, fuck you, you're down there in Las Vegas.
But trust me, there's some things that I have that would probably blow them away.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. So if you tell me what to look for and what to do, it's almost like Cyrano de Bergerac.
I could do that. I got you.
We just got to figure out a deal.
Right. No, I could literally write down things to put, some forms that they should be filling out, some Google Sheets or some Excel sheets that they should be filling out. That you could know exactly day to day what's going on, how much money you're making and where your wins and losses are and the percentage of everything. And that day you can call them and say, hey, I did not like that. What happened with that?
What if they don't fill it up?
That's an issue. And it's taken a long time for people to buy into our system, but you weed them out. I mean,
you go say, dude, you will fill this out.
You will. Work here. Exactly. Because this is my expectation. This is what I have to, this is the information I have to know to help you. Because if you're not knowing when inventory is coming in or when, things are happening, how do you coach anywhere else? And I know that you're you're not super involved, but it's hard it goes back to what I just said. You don't know what you don't know. And you need the information to make a good judgment call, because they could be doing well on paper and on a few other things, in which it's really easy to fib the numbers and mess around with the numbers that you're not, that's not doing too well. And then you keep going and buying more, and all of a sudden you have all these assets and you have 10 of them. And you're screwed. I mean, and it's a lot of money. I mean, I have a $59 million flooring line. That's $59 million of inventory that I have sitting at my locations. And if it goes bad, that's not a good day. It's not a conversation I would call and say, hey, the bank, I have $59 million of your inventory. Here's it back. They're not going to like me.
No, not at all.
So yeah, it's
matter of fact that they won't even accept them.
No, they'll just be like, nope. They'll make because they do not want the trailers. They're not in the trailer business. They're in the the money business.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I got a whole system. I mean, it's
well,
easy.
Dude, I need you to send me that, because I don't want to be involved, but I want to be aware.
Exactly. And that's me. Like, I don't want to be involved in day to day. Like, don't call me about this person's mad at this person, that. If you need help and a coach, sure, I'm here. I'm really good at the whole culture and teaching and coaching, but I just need to know what's going on and aware, so I can make the game time decisions and what's going on outside of the company.
But dude, you're only 28. Normally it'd take you a lot longer to learn this shit.
I know. I've lived an old person's life. I feel like I've been through a lot.
Did anyone mentor you other than Matt?
In the RV industry, I have a couple people that I talk to and coach with, but a lot of it has just been me thinking about things and bringing it to fruition from my other companies. One good thing I do have about me is that I have never been in the RV industry, so it's almost like that. I don't know what I don't know, and so I'm just going to do it because I think that's right. And a lot of the times can get people in trouble is they've been in the RV industry or in any industry that matter for 20, 30 years. And like, oh, we do it because that's how we've always done it. And then I go and I flip their world upside down. And all of a sudden everybody, I mean, I have not bought a dealership I haven't made the money back in the first year. And I have not bought a dealership that everybody didn't get a raise. just because I know our systems and how good we are, and the old owner just might not be doing things correctly or to the best of his ability because he just doesn't care. Most of the guys who have built dealerships have been salespeople, right? I mean, you kind of just talked about, sell. Like, one of your partners was a salesperson and now they're partners. But most times salespeople just think about sales. Well, there's so much more that goes on in a dealership than just sales. Now, sales makes you the money, yes, but there's a lot of other things you can make a lot of money in.
Is that what you talk about on Culture Camp?
So Culture Camp, I talk about, how to build a dream team. And I've been really good at it. I got over 200 employees, and we have a culture that I think is one of the strongest cultures in the RV industry. And I got people flocking to us. You guys don't even
give out fucking s'more kits,
I know. We give a lot of other things away.
How strong can it be without giving out s'more kits?
It's okay. Maybe we could be a little bit. It's over 99% of the way there. The s'more kits will take us the extra 1%, but we have an internal culture that is phenomenal, and we fight for each other. Everybody bleeds the company. And
how important do you think that is?
Huge, because without them, all I have is $59 million worth of trailers sitting on a piece of property. It doesn't really. They're not being sold, right? I mean, your
cleaned
people
or moved.
Exactly. I mean, your people, if you don't think of your people as your biggest asset, you have the wrong thinking. Because if you just look at them, so I was just at a mastermind, a while back, and it pissed the entire time this person got up on stage that was the MC, just talking shit on his employees. Oh, I got this employee. Oh, wouldn't we like to make money if we didn't have employees? Like, yeah, like at the end of the day, like if I can make $100 million a year with no employees, that's, perfect world. That doesn't exist, kind of. You have to be dealing with people.
You can do it, but you have to be a brand.
Exactly. But you're still dealing with people because you have a videographer. You're always dealing with teams of people. And I look at it so much different. I look at it like I want to help that person. My number one job as a CEO of HaugenRV Group is to serve the people and set them up for success. If I'm not doing that every single day, I'm fucking them up. Because
technically you're right.
They're looking to me. So I need help with this. I need the inventory. I need the flooring line. I need this building fixed. I need that. They're looking to me to give them the answers and help them out. So my job is to set them up for success.
But it also, hold on. But it also sounds like you'd be quick to blow them out too.
So I have a whole system of when, I blow them out. Yes, but you have to be, I always say slow to hire, quick to fire. We do cultural realignment meetings. We don't really do write-ups. We do cultural realignment meetings. So we have our values, and if they quote unquote violated a value, we write down that value, and we go through step by step.
Violated all of them.
Oh, then obviously we can quick boom kick them out of that.
Do you do that quick? Because usually when I hear people like you talking that like have those cultures, those slick cultures, it's because your tolerance of anything else is low.
Right. My tolerance is super low, but I have to be their biggest coach, and I have to look at myself. So if they're screwing up or they don't know or they're not fitting, like I can't teach someone what I call the intangibles. I can't just teach you how to be a good person or to have a great attitude all the time. Like I can help you, and I can make the sign and good music and good vibe, quote unquote, in the dealership, but I can't just make you a good person. So those people, I'm quick to get rid of them. If they're just I can tell quickly, like, hey, I call it redeploying them out in the workforce. We're going to redeploy you. You got to go work someone else. Like, you're not really fit for our culture. At that point, they know. And I've had a few people, because they have to sign culture statements. I've had a few people just say, I don't really want to adhere to this. Okay, cool. You're not, this isn't for you. And I'm okay with that.
Do any of them ever sue you?
I've been sued a couple times. Yeah. Never lost.
But do they sue you? Because it's like, you're not being inclusive.
No, it's just, that's my expectation. And I mean, I do live in Utah, so it's a right to work state. So if I don't like your hair, I can let you go. But it's just my expectation. And we help them. Look, we just want you to do this. And we want you to do that. Like the culture means the most. I don't care how good you are. I can teach you how to be good. I can teach anybody how to be good, but I can't teach the intangibles. I can't teach you to follow the rules. I can't teach you to care. And a lot of times they just don't care. I had one individual that was probably one of the best guys in his space in the RV industry, and he might be listening. He would probably definitely listen to this, and so I don't want to name names. And we hired him, and he was not a good person. I loved him to death. He was a friend. I traveled with him, and I had to let him go because he just didn't fit the mold. He did not fit the culture, and that was a quick, easy decision. And he didn't like it. I wish nothing but the best for him. It just was not a good fit for us.
Well, again, that kind of resolves rare in a youngster like yourself.
Yeah. And I get told that a lot, but
because that's my weakness. And has been for years. Like I let people I just hope they're going to change.
Right. And
and they got kids.
You can get in
wait
trouble
till Christmas at least.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a huge heart, and like I always look at myself, like, am I setting them up for success? What is their personality traits? I make them do personality assessments. I make everything that I possibly can as their coach to help them. And if it's just not working out, first off, I look, is there anywhere else in the company they can work? If there's not, I will help them find another job. Hey, I know this friend. I know a lot of people.
How about we'll hire yours if you'll hire ours?
Right. That's a good slogan. Yeah. Just call out the dealerships. Hey, you got anybody you want to get rid of? We got some people with trade. Start making trades like, NBA.
Dealer trades.
Some dealer trades. But, I really do think that you have to look at yourself and your systems and that manager. What's going on, or why aren't they succeeding? Especially if we know that they can do it and now they're not being able to, now they can't perform or they're not performing. You have to figure out the root problem. Usually there's a root cause of a problem.
So let me ask you this. What do you think the best way to train your employees is?
As far as culture or what?
On any level. Training. You train?
Yeah.
How do you train?
But I got like sales training and technician training.
Training's training, but how do you train?
So, if it's sales training, we have a certain process. They have their certain meetings. We have a sales trainer. It's all done live. It's all done live. And, we just got done talking about doing that virtual. But right now it's all done live. It's done actually in the store level. It's put out by corporate. It's done at the store level with the general manager or sales manager. And they have a certain training that they do every single day. And
every single day, that's good.
Every single day. That's
well,
important.
It's working, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can show you how to improve that by a smidge though. And the only reason I say I can show you how to improve it is because all we would do is take everything you're doing manually and repeatedly, and we drop it in a kick-ass multi-million-dollar interactive delivery system that tracks, measures, monitors all of it in real time,
right,
with reporting and shit, to where now you have accountability.
Right.
So you can go do the things live, but you can use the VT system to follow up and see if they understood it. You can use it to communicate, keep them all moving. But more importantly, you can like assign training. Let's say this guy's got his numbers are bad. Well, you could log in and know that because you're running the place, and you see that this guy's numbers are bad. So you just assign him this particular training, where someone else gets something completely different.
Right.
So it literally takes your training game to a whole nother level. Just one little change, which is implementing accountability. Really.
Right. And I think that's really important. And people, at least in my experience, people like to be held accountable because they like to be coached. Good ones do. It'd be people that are trying to skirt the system and screw you and take advantage. They don't like being held accountable because they're going to get, ousted by everybody.
Well, again, or they're just rebellious. Because again, dude, I put myself a little bit in that category. Like I don't like being held accountable. People always say, dude, you got a trainer? And I'm like, fuck no. Why? I don't like being told what to do.
Right.
I hate being told what to do. If you like show me what to do, I'll do it. If you tell me what to do, I ain't doing it.
I'm very similar to that.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. I don't like being.
And to me, that's accountability.
Right.
You have to have accountability in an employee environment for sure.
For sure.
Because I might say, hey, did you train him? And you say, yes. Well, how do I know? Now I got to sit there and test you to see if you conveyed the knowledge I thought you conveyed and you agreed that you conveyed, but did you?
Right.
How do I know?
Right.
How do I know?
No, I definitely, it's hard to know if you don't have if you're not tracking it or there's no system.
Which means you have a meeting on Saturday and you walk out of the meeting with your whole entire team. And I say, what'd they learn? And you're going to start saying what you covered. And I'm going to say, no, what'd they learn?
Right.
And you're going to go, if you're telling the truth, you're going to go, I don't know what they learned. All I know is what I said.
Right.
So that's the difference. You take what you say repeatedly, because you guys are saying the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yes, we are. So especially with different locations.
So if you recorded that, and I'll show you how to do it, but if you recorded that, basically, essentially, put it into the system, they can stop saying it so often because they can point at this system. And until he goes through that, there's no reason for me to be talking to you. Like, that's what we need you to do. And then once he's through that little orientation or foundational information, now when I have a conversation with this dude, it's a completely different conversation. Like they're up to speed virtually without anybody's time.
Right. Which I think that'd be huge, because especially with having locations across the US.
I'm closing Funtime RV on the air.
No, I appreciate it. But especially with having locations across the United States, it's definitely hard to rinse and repeat everything. And what I'm trying to do is build like that McDonald's like system where
dude,
it's the same thing every single, and I've been able to do it with 8 really well.
But that's probably the real reason you're here. There's always a reason for things.
That's true.
You're here because you needed to see a Lightspeed system.
For sure. And I actually haven't seen it like much of it.
Here's what's crazy though. How many employees you got?
It's a little under 200.
So what do you think it costs you
to train?
To train 200 people every day and track, monitor, measure all of it?
A shit ton of money.
$400 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
With you?
Yeah. With this platform. The platform's just a tool that you use. It's like software.
Right.
You fill it up with the knowledge you have. So to properly train somebody, you need good content, repetition, practice, and accountability.
Right.
So with that system, you put the good content in it, then it delivers it with repetition, tests them, role plays with them, and practices with them, and then gives you all the reports on who knows what.
No, that's insane because it costs me more than that to just drive someone.
$2 a user.
That's insane. I mean, if I was driving to I don't ever drive, but I was flying, especially my plane flying down here wasn't cheap. So, if I'm flying it to Oregon, that's, $10,000 for a round trip.
Dude, you got one of those planes that like go faster than the speed of smell?
No, I wish. Or getting one, yes, but not right now.
Does your plane sound loud when you're inside?
No, not that bad.
What kind is it?
It's a Pilatus PC-12. Yeah, but it's not that loud actually. It's a turboprop, so it's a jet engine, pretty much jet engine. Without
you fly it yourself?
No, I get a pilot.
Dang, dude. See, 28 years old, already got freaking planes. What's going on around this world nowadays?
Just trying.
Dude, it's impressive to see someone at your age with the knowledge you have. And again, dude, I could tell if you're full of shit because I know people that are full of shit.
Right.
And I can smell shit. But you're not. You got the right answers.
I appreciate
a couple
that.
of those were trick questions, but you answered them. Like the can of worms.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's true. You do want those motherfuckers out in the open as quickly as possible.
Because
most people avoid them.
Exactly. And you can avoid them because that costs you millions of dollars. And we've avoided them. And it's almost like going back to those people when you hold on to them, you're avoiding the can of worms because you might be avoiding a lawsuit. You're avoiding hurting a family. You're avoiding whatever. And like, I do think if you have a person.
You're only 28, dude. I'm thinking like, where did he learn that? Like 2 years ago? Like shit, you were 14 yesterday.
I have been through a lot, and building one dealership that then I bought 2 at the same time and then another 2 at the same time and just keep going. I've rinsed and repeated this process. So it's like I have built, from 12, we did $12 million my first year in sales, and we did over 100 last year. And so I have scaled it and built it. Like it's not a theory. And so I'm in there working with these people and working with teams.
COVID helped though, don't you think?
COVID did help. But I always knew it would come. I mean, that helped the sales, but it really, and I guess, helped the attitude because everybody's selling a shit ton of units. But helps COVID did help. I mean, I bought the dealerships at the perfect time, but I feel like I'm so good and I already knew a lot of this stuff that I would have been successful no matter what.
Well, what's next? You just want to keep growing it?
I want to keep growing. I want to go to $1 billion.
Don't you ever want to like create a course for other dealerships? So like small ones or other ones that aren't as successful as yours could basically have a virtual version of you inside the dealership?
I have actually been asked because Keaton Hoskins was on this podcast a while back. He did a post about me the long time ago about he'd only get in the RV business with me. And I had a ton of people in my DMs send me up, hey man, can you help me? We're having this problem, that problem. And and a lot of people have heard about me. I actually just got hit up while we were on our way down here by a president of one of the manufacturers that says, hey, it sounds like we need to get together because I'll be in Indiana next weekend, or I guess on this coming Monday, I'll be in Indiana at the manufacturers. I'm throwing them a party. First time it's ever been done. I'm throwing them a thank you party and part of my culture, right? And so he was like, "Oh, let's get together."
Youngsters wouldn't normally know to do.
No, you just
that's
gotta
an
be
old
different.
School trick,
disrupting,
Jason.
Right? Yeah. Hey, like they're always the ones
greasing the wheels.
Yeah, and they're always the ones
called buttering the bread.
And they're always the ones buttering us because they want us to buy from them, right? But hey, I just want to tell you, hey, thank you for taking care of us for the last 2 years because they have. And manufacturers love us and our culture because of just how we operate and how we do business. I tell them, look, I'm not going to do business with you unless it helps you and helps me. It's just not a just win-win. It's just not a win-win for Jason. It's got to be a win-win for you guys, because I want you to be happy every time I walk through the door. I don't want you to say, oh, here comes Jason and he screwed us in this deal and we have to give him these trailers for this big of a discount or this or that. And it's just negative, because once that term ends, I'll never work with them again. And I don't want that reputation. I want to walk through the door and everybody's coming and grab me and saying, hey, or I want to be invited to 1 million golf outings because they just want to spend time with me. That's the culture I'm trying to create in the brand. Me personally, that's what I want in the RV industry. I don't want to screw everybody and just like these big guys just go knock the manufacturers around because they can, because they need the business. They're doing, 4 or 5 billion a year, but the manufacturers really dislike them.
Dude, I'm literally going to text you with Jesse and Troy, and then see what you can do with that. Because again, there's opportunity for you
For sure.
Like
and
I said,
I'd love to.
I'm willing to give up equity, a little bit of mine.
Yeah. And
just to see, like, because if someone told me, Brad, you're going to own that for X amount of time and you're going to get X for it. Let's say I owned half of it.
right.
But I knew if I could give half of my half to you, and then you were actually up there almost coaching those dealerships also,
Right.
including yours, but those also, to where they're operating kind of the same, and they just quadrupled. Even though I gave up half, I gained double.
Oh yeah. And I guarantee there's some things that I could look in financials. And I mean, if I had them right now in 10 minutes, I could tell you, oh yeah, I can do that and I can do this and I can do that. I mean, I'm pretty good
let's
at
make
it.
a deal. I'll make you my consultant, my RV consultant.
Okay.
And then every month they send me what you tell me you want. And I'll be like, give me this stuff, please.
Right.
Cause dude, I can call like the offices and talk to the people and be like, hey, Betty, send me this. Right. It's not like, they hide shit.
Right.
But they're new, somewhat new.
Yeah. I mean, my team, and I have a really good team. I mean, I have ex-presidents of manufacturers. I have the ex-president of the largest dealer group in the world.
Damn.
That is on my board.
Well, they like that culture, sounds like.
And they called me. I mean, they kind of just flocked to me. I did not really, I mean, I knew these people were the untouchable. They're on the Mount Rushmore of the RV industry. I didn't think that they were touchable. And I knew that I had to keep my head down. And I'm usually a pretty confident guy. I mean, the first time I ever went to an RV show, I sat down with all the guys that I knew were the biggest manufacturers. I mean, there's this one guy, his name's Doug. He's over about $3 billion in business and one of the manufacturers. I sat down right next to him and was like, hey man, I'm Jason Haugen. You don't know who I am. I'm from this dealership, but you're going to know who I am. And they laughed. And there's this one guy, my buddy Mike, that to pull me aside, I was like, I believe you. I'll do whatever I can to help you. And we just, he's helped me in a lot of different things. But I mean, I feel like I just have a little bit of a different style than most dealerships or most dealer principals have, or CEOs or whatever, just because I think a lot differently. I think in more terms of like culture and business and how can I win in different things instead of everything's about the dollar. I believe the dollar will come if I create a strong foundation, especially right now in the recession. We talked a little bit earlier, what's going to happen? I don't care, because my culture and my foundation is so strong and the roots are so deep, nothing's going to blow me over. It's the attitudes. It's how we operate, what we do. People aren't thinking the world's going to end. Oh yeah, sales are down. So what? The whole world's down. But are they better than 2019? Of course. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep doing our thing. We're going to get them back up. If sales are down, get them back up.
Do you have measurements to where you can see if people are making the calls? And
yeah, we got call logs. We have
who runs all that for
competitive?
You?
My team.
So you have a big ass team.
Yep.
So what's
there's
your
like
day,
11 of
what's
us.
your day look like then?
Kind of just hanging out, chilling, making sure everything is good. I have a dashboard I can log on to make sure what's going on with the financials. I talk on my CFO. Now and again, making sure things are good. I talked to my CEO. His name is Matt. He's the master certified technician that is just crushing it. We talked multiple times. I'm kind of on the day, sometimes not. I mean, on vacation. I haven't talked to him in probably a week. I know if things are going because I can log into it all. So it's really just my day is I'm living, but my day is just I'm creating business. So I'm creating relationships. I'm flying around. I'm doing things like this. I've started a podcast because I really want to help people. And I think the dealerships to me are an avenue to help people. And if I can help other businesses, help their culture, like I can really go in there and help them change the vibe or like the culture of their company, because 9 times out of 10, when I go in and I meet people, it's the guy at the top has the vision, just doesn't know how to execute it. And I know how to execute it, and I can have the vision and I can help do things like that. And so that's kind of what my passion is. I love the RV and I'm going to keep crushing it, but like my passion is the culture and the business and the growth side of it and scaling. I can do that. Like we buy a dealership, we get it running 90 days. Cool. I'm bored. Let's go buy another one, just because it's like a project to me. And I love just building them. And my team gets a little driven nuts because they're like, oh my gosh, a freaking another one. Like I bought 5 last year. And it was like every 90 days, we're just closing on them and closing on them and closing on them. And one, I accidentally got the closing date screwed up and we closed earlier than I thought. So we shot a team up there and they hurried and did the deal and made it happen while I was at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
So you have a big enough team, but eventually that would run out. How do you like create more
team, rinse and keep training people? We have a management and training program where we're always grooming our own people, because I like promoting within because they're familiar with the culture. I've had a really hard time getting people to buy in, to come in and like, you know, being a part of our culture. If I don't know them from like cold turkey, now I'm talking higher level. Like if it's a newer technician or a newer detailer, that's a little bit different, but a high level person has been a little bit, I've groomed them and we've done really well. We have certain people in certain positions that we're going to make regional managers and state managers and, you know, Western United States managers and different things like that. We're always grooming to make sure that we can scale at the right time. And I've been able to grow it from 12 million to 100 million. We had 22 employees when I got there. We have almost 200. I mean, we've done it the right way, and I can scale back if I need to. I can scale forward. I can grow it. And it's just a rinse and repeat system that I know that I have. I mean, I have the system. I know what to do.
You guys probably have a bunch of RV people in the audience listening going, damn, dude, I need to hire them.
Hey, hit me up, man. I love helping people. I mean, if I could help someone.
But why would you go help a competitor?
Like I said, I'm on Team RV. And, you know, maybe there's a deal, maybe like, you know, with me and you, maybe there's a deal, maybe there's something bigger. I'm here to help people and to help the industry. And to, even if it's just going in for a day and just saying, I would do these 5 things different. I mean, I'm in Missouri, Utah, and, you know, Oregon. If it's in Nebraska, sure. Like, let's talk, let's chat, you know, Florida, I'd be more than willing to. You know, if you're a block away from me, I'd be like, well, it's a little different.
Did you do all the jobs at the dealership?
I actually started as a salesperson.
Were you a good one though?
I was decent, but I was more interested in the operations side of things and the growth than I really was in selling. I'm the guy that, like, we just sat literally front row to Justin Bieber. I could reach out and touch him. I got pictures of literally like 3 feet away from Justin Bieber. I'm staring at the crews and the security and everybody, how everything's going, and the guy here and the guy there and the photographer and everybody, how everything's operating. And I'm thinking in my mind, how can I make this better? How would this be better? What if that person was over there? What if that happened? And, you know, Mikkel over here, my wife, is just screaming Justin Bieber. And I'm like, I don't even know what happened. I'm just staring at the people. So that's why I cannot sit too close because I'm too interested in the operations. Like we have seats almost on the floor of the Utah Jazz games, and I hate it because I'm always staring at the coaches and always staring at the team, you know, people behind the benches. I'm not really watching the game, but that's just my brain. Is I'm just, how can I make things better? How can I grow it? I mean, I'm the guy that's let's keep pushing forward. So it's just a little bit. I'm a little wacky like that, I guess.
Yeah, but dude, 28, you're probably going to end up a billionaire. You said something about your goal was $1 billion?
Yeah, I know I could take I've been 100% self-funded, no outside money. If I had the money, I'd go to $1 billion by the end of the year. I mean, I know our system's that good.
Billion in revenue?
Billion in revenue.
So you just need to buy 10 times the dealerships?
Yeah. I mean, I've been able to 10x.
To start with ours.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, I love this industry. I know there's a lot of money in it. There's
Would you buy
dealerships
in this culture? I mean, in this time?
Oh, for sure. Because people are kind of offloading them, right? In COVID, people thought they were going to get insane money. I mean, for one of my dealerships in 2021, I could have bought it for 15 times less in 2019, but I told them no. But it was actually a blessing because I don't think I would have been ready for that. It was a mess. And they had a guy come in, and for 2 years he fixed it, and we bought it when they fixed it. So we were good, but we made our money back in 1 year. And I'm fine with that. But yeah, 100%, because people are kind of losing their minds, offloading them. They don't know what's going on because they, like I said before, they didn't create that strong culture and that strong foundation. Sure. People have it backwards. When they start businesses, they think it is top line revenue. Like, you need money, but there is a lot of different things that you need for for the culture and for the foundation of the business, because revenue can, like we see, and a lot of times, and not to talk shit on network marketing, but you see network marketing companies explode and then they're gone because they base it off of just revenue and a product, and boom, done, gone. But you have to do things a little bit differently. And at least, my belief, you have to scale the right way. Like, you want steady growth and strong growth. You don't want just a spike out of control, because then you know what to do with it.
For longevity.
Right. If you're trying to make a quick milli, in a year, sure, boom it, sell it, whatever. But if you want longevity and a true asset that's going to pay you passive income forever, you got to create that strong foundation. And especially with my generation, they just want it now.
So what about storage lots? Is there money in that?
Oh, hell yeah. There's a lot of money in storage lots, and there's a lot of money per acre in storage lots.
What about RV parks?
Huge money in RV parks, because there's really nowhere to go.
More developers aren't out just building kick-ass, awesome parks out in the middle of the.
It's a great question.
Grand Tetons.
It's a great question. I think that COVID's going to make people move that way. I think the developers are going to do that, because there's some RV parks out there that I know that you pay $500 a night for a piece of ground. That's a 40 feet wide and 70 feet long location.
Where are you at on that piece?
That was on a lake up in Flathead Lake up in Montana. Beautiful, beautiful place up by Glacier National Park.
Yeah, Flathead Lake sounds amazing.
Oh, have you ever been up there? Oh, one of the most beautiful lakes. It's the largest natural lake, I think, west of the Mississippi. It's beautiful.
In the summertime?
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous.
In the winter, it's snow.
Oh, it's not gorgeous.
So Flathead Lake, a campground, is $500 a night.
I think it's like $500 a night.
And you probably couldn't get one if you wanted one.
Nope, it's sold out. It's literally right on the beach.
But see, I don't understand. So isn't there more beach?
Yeah, but there's not more campgrounds. So people aren't expanding them. We had a cabin up on Henry's Lake in Idaho. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but up by Yellowstone, the west gate of Yellowstone Island Park area, every year they're expanding like 50 spots every year. They've done it because they just keep growing and no one could get in there. I mean, it's just sold out for 6 months. And a lot of the national parks in Utah, they're doing it by I think a lottery base now, where you can get in and get out. And it's tough. Like in West Yellowstone or anywhere in Yellowstone, you can't go. And so I think
somebody's going. That's why you can't.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a boom right now.
A year out?
Yeah, you got to get 6 months, a year out.
Did you have pull anywhere?
I don't. And that's why, there is a company. We almost bought 5 campgrounds in Utah. And we decided to put the money in RV dealerships. But it's one of them had a natural hot spring. We had huge plans for it. And you're just developing dirt. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're just developing dirt, right? I mean, you got to put the hookups. The hookups are expensive because you're running power and sewer everywhere. But you don't even have to have concrete pads. You just do dirt pads with a nice little grassy area, a little picnic table, and boom, a little fire pit. Boom. You can charge $150 a night. It might cost you $10,000 or $15,000 to put that space there. Maybe.
But will they be rented every night?
Oh yeah, I don't guarantee.
Who goes camping on Tuesday?
A lot of people. I mean, you got to understand, a lot of this industry is retired mom and pop just trying to go out and do their thing. Really? Now weekends are obviously busier, but I would say there's a huge occupancy rate, or a really high occupancy rate, because there's a lot of retirees that are just trying to get out and go have fun, go live their life. And right now with COVID, there's a lot of people that are working from quote unquote their mobile home, their home. So we've had a ton of people just come sell their house, buy an RV, go travel the United States because they're working from home.
Do you ever think about manufacturing RVs?
I almost bought a manufacturer in late 2018, early 2019.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, I think about the same shit you're doing, but in my mind, you build a Airstream type, but all the Airstream is like plexiglass or glass,
right?
Wouldn't that be badass?
That'd be pretty sick.
How come campers don't have more windows?
It's a weak point in the structure.
I know, but you're supposed to take it. But you don't need weak points and strong points. You ain't fucking.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. If it's a house that's nailed and stapled together,
it's shelter.
Yeah, but you got to think about it from a structural, people.
Do you have to though?
Well, I mean, it's going down the freeway. We've
always done it
at 80 miles. Yeah, well, I guess you're right, but it's going down the freeway at 80 miles an hour, and it's bouncing.
That's wheels.
But if you put they put whatever those, a seismometer, whatever, for earthquakes. It's like an 8.5 earthquake with a Category 2 hurricane at all times while you're driving. So you got to even question how that thing stays together.
Well, all I know is I can picture parking up in a badass location and like the whole side of the RV is glass.
We've noticed that in some of these manufacturers putting bigger windows in them, they sell the best. And you put them, I mean, so now
why
they're
would
even
manufacturers make bigger windows?
It's expense, right? Windows are a little bit expensive. I mean,
More
they're
expensive than the shit.
Oh yeah. And it's more complicated because you're routing out those holes and you're doing a lot of different things in them.
Well, if I were listening to this and I was a fabricator, I'd start thinking Brad's on to something. Because can you imagine a freaking glass trailer?
Oh, it'd be insane,
dude. They'd sell. That's the one I'd buy.
Right.
Just so when I parked it, like outside is my walls.
There's a trailer that I know that's out there that's 2 stories. The entire top story is 100% glass windows all the way around it. And it pops out of the bottom and it's got another story.
Dude, what do you think of maybe pre-setup camps for rent? Almost like an Airbnb. Like right now, if you said...
Oh, it's huge.
They're already doing it?
Oh, yeah. Like tents?
No. Like, for example, if you said, Brad, Michaela and I can't make it to Flathead this weekend. Right. But our shit's there. We got a freaking 40-foot park model. It's freaking dialed in. You got the crew dumping your shit. You got the groceries getting dropped, but just cover me. It was like $1,000 a night. I'd be like, done.
Right.
So now I'd just fly out to Montana, drive up, and boom, there's my shit. And then when I'm done, I just leave like a hotel room.
Oh, I'm sure that would be big and there's something out there. Because here's the problem.
Is anyone doing that though?
I don't know of anybody doing that.
There's a level above glamping.
Right.
And that's what that's called.
I do know of a bus company that does that. Like we were talking earlier, those big 45-foot tour buses. I do know of a bus company that does that because he's a friend of mine. And he does it for a lot of A-list celebrities and a lot of billionaires. Is he will drive the bus to a certain location. He'll fuel it. He'll fill it. He'll hook it all up. He'll put the groceries in it. And it'll be set up, and then when you fly your jet in there, they have an escort, service to come grab you and put you in the bus, and you camp or will do whatever you're going to do for the week, and then back, and then he goes and picks it back up and takes it back to his.
That's what I'm looking for right there.
My friend does it.
So why don't you think about doing that?
It's a great idea. I don't know.
Dude, I'll give you a million ideas if you're an executor.
I'm an executor.
I've had so many ideas it blows my mind, but I've only executed on a few.
Right.
And the crazy part is I only have a few companies.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
They're big ass companies.
Well, it's because ultimately the difference between big ideas and big companies is action.
Right.
Someone has to take it.
You got to do massive action.
Like I'm talking about, pre-set up campgrounds and we could be rich, but then as soon as you guys leave, I'll be, smoking a cigar and not even doing shit about it.
Right.
You though, on a regular basis, you're in the RV business.
Yeah.
So like you're the type of dude that probably is going to, like, if you get a good idea, you'll go do it.
Yeah.
And then it revolutionizes shit.
No,
because I think there's camping, which is you go to Walmart and you get a tent and some sleeping bags and some, camping gear, some igloo ice chests, and you drive out in your truck and you unload and you set up your tent. And that's camping.
Right.
To me.
Right.
Glamping is you do the same shit, but you bring a big ass kick ass unit and you just park it there.
Right.
Okay. And then the level above is what your buddy does.
Right.
What's that called?
I don't know what he calls it. It's kind of a low key service not a lot of people know about, but I just know him.
I
from
call that
buses.
Star camping.
That is like the A-list campers. Yeah.
Star camping.
Star camping.
That's what we should dub it. Star camping. My wife keeps wanting to go somewhere in California, which is literally a campground with a whole bunch of fucking trailers that you rent out, and there is for the kids. And this, like, have you heard of it?
I've heard of a couple places. One of them, actually, they were just talking about Airstreams. Is they have like 50 Airstreams, and you can rent out an Airstream that basically is just quote unquote like permanently there. And you just rent out the Airstream and go camping.
Well, why don't me and you throw in some money and buy an RV park?
I think that we could. I personally think that RV parks would crush it because what is the cost? I mean,
aren't you bored? You aren't doing anything.
I'm not bored. I'm always down for another project. That's why we were talking about, like, I want more. Like, this year has just been more of a. It's been a different year for me because we bought 5 locations last year.
You think Oregon would be a good place to do it?
Yeah, I think Oregon is Oregon it's difficult because it's a different culture up there, especially with everybody's a little bit more greener and things in Oregon. It's definitely a different vibe up there. But I think if you had a place for them, especially near the coast, that you could put and
like Winston?
Yeah. I mean, that might be a good place. I know that's where I think someone up there.
I stumbled into that deal.
Yeah. But I definitely think
right on the coast.
Yeah, I mean, the Oregon coast is so underrated. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't know.
It just makes me want to get in the RV business like full time. You get me, want me to like, go get my buddies are going to hate you because they're going to be like, dude, he was fucking not saying a word. Now you got him snooping in our business.
That's funny. But it's just a good industry, man. There's such good people. I mean, I love everybody in it. That's why I'm throwing them a big party in Indiana. And, just to thank them and appreciate them. I made some best friendships that were just at our wedding in Cabo. They flew down there for, we just really made really good friendships, and it's just so much fun because it's not a stuck up, tidy industry, right? Like your polo shirts and shorts, like we're asking all of our salespeople to dress down because you're selling fun. Just be fun. Don't be a stuck up, tidy, slacks and a dress shirt. Just be fun. Go have fun. Like you're outfitting them with something fun. They're coming into your dealerships, like going to create memories with their family. Don't make it not fun. Like you are selling fun. That's, a big problem that I have with people that are, and that make it too complicated.
Babe.
Hello.
You're on a podcast right now. Hey, what's that camping thing you always beg us to go to where you go out? I think it's in California.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like an inn, I think.
What's it called?
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember.
Oh well. All right. Well, then I'll call you back. I answered for no reason.
It's good to hear from you.
Call you back. Love you. Love you. I forget what it is, but I'm telling you, dude, I'm serious. I'll put some money up. I don't know if you're like into making new shit or just keep doing what you're doing.
No, I'm into whatever, anything that can make money.
That's what I'm starting to do. Cause dude, I spent a lot of time making money, but blowing it.
Right.
Living.
I've lived a little bit, but I've actually I've tried to be.
Yeah, but I'm tired of blowing it. Now I don't care anymore. I still have some cool shit, right? Because I like cool shit,
right?
But I'm done trying to show everyone I'm rich. Now I want to get rich,
right? 100%.
I don't want to prove it by what I have anymore. I want to prove it by freaking financial statements.
Exactly,
and be like, dude. I own that. I own that. I own that.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking land, just straight up land,
right?
And then you just go in, slap some slabs down. And then sure enough, we know where to get the trailers to put on them should we want to have them pre-set up.
Right.
Because, it's all right there. It's just who's going to be in the mix doing it all.
If you made
you,
I got you.
All right checks and you get in the trenches.
I could execute it. And I think if you made something that is a destination where people want to go there with their families and they're going there for that, which is easy access, be there by an airport road or anything that's just easier to get to, not 4 hours in the middle of nowhere, where they're already set up.
Like Haugen Land.
Yeah.
Haugen Land, Tennessee.
That's probably in the middle of nowhere.
Well, you should go to what's it called? Where's Dolly's place?
Oh,
Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
Go to Branson, Missouri and build the first Haugen Land.
Yeah, actually,
or call it Fun Time Destination Resort.
Yeah,
Fun Time might be good.
It's a fun time at Fun Time,
dude. Normally I'm sitting here shooting shit like this, joke, but dude, this is all somewhat serious.
No, I'd love to keep talking, keep this conversation open, and do something.
Dude, if you guys want to follow this dude at Jason Haugen, Haugen. Website, I am Jason Haugen. Go get your camp or your trailers, your RVs, and all your camping needs. That's why we're called Camper Corner, by the way.
Get your camping needs.
I think our motto is we sell fun.
most of the RV industry is we sell fun or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in, dude. Folks, as always, follow this dude. If you need camping gear, get a hold of him, blow his ass up so he knows coming down here had a little influence in his life. And until next time, keep it real.
Thank you.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.